All right, everybody, welcome back. Let's see what kind of shenanigans we got today on the charts. Seems like everybody's burned out so bad that nobody wants to be buying anything. But I remain calm. The charts keep telling me stay in the game, not time to chicken out. So I will say this for tonight. I did turn off my candlestick indicator, so that's why you don't see the bullish engulfing or the shooting stars or the cloud covers. You don't see any of those because I basically turn them off because I want to cover several important things that I think are important. So tonight we're only going to do another system. We're going to cover the dollar in greater detail, and it's simply because as you all know, the rule is dollar up, everything else is down, dollar down, everything else is up. And there's a couple things I need to cover in greater detail here. So let's just jump real quick. We're on the daily. Let's see what's up. So right off the bat, on the daily, we have the white line, which is the 10-day moving average, the yellow line, which is the 20-day, and then you see the blue line, that is the 50-day moving average. So I want everybody to notice how, even though I was already somewhere down here using the MACD, which notice it's not here tonight, and there's a reason why I don't have the MACD here. Um, the MACD was telling us on the 2-day chart, not the 1-day, but the 2-day, telling us to cost average in because we might see a significant rally. And I was telling everybody that this is a signal, a positive signal. And then when you saw the 10-day cross above the 20, that was like a huge fucking signal. And look what happened, it rallied. Now, of course, here it was that whole comment I was making of the dark pools and shit that I still dug into it, but I'm not gonna discuss that today. So I want everybody to notice that thing over here. Let's see. See it, when it crosses up and it crosses down and it slaps things down, crosses up, pushes it up, crosses down, slaps it down. Here I never like when it's this close, like you can't really tell. You need something strong like here. Unfortunately, here when the white line, which is the 10, crossed down hard, look, it just boom, and it stayed like separate. They didn't touch each other until just now. And so this is why I want to just showcase a couple more details why I'm not worried. And look, the current candle is above the 10-day moving average. So I stand by my current proposition that because we ended the month on the yellow block, not the green block or the red block, our odds of rallying to a new all-time high are pretty good. But we need this to actually signal like the rally to kick off. And so that's why you don't see the MACD. I'm going to showcase it in a very unique way today. Now, I will admit that even on the daily, we have this indicators. Let's see right here, topping, moving down, but really look, it's not really moving down, topping, moving down. Everything here on the daily is signaling that we should see this roll over, right? Like it should just like collapse almost. But think of it like this: it has been a long time since we saw this cross right here between the 50, I'm sorry, between the 10-day and the 20. Look, I'm gonna have to go back like this. Last time they crossed was up here when we got the first signal to get out. And so I'm telling you all this because if you want, you can even use the 10-day crossing over the 20 to signal a significant move. But then again, look, this is why I don't put too much weight. And this is why I kind of knew, because my cycles were telling me that if this crossed here, the cycles were already telling me that this is a very bad sign. So I mean, I had other things helping me pinpoint. So anyways, what I'm getting at is that we finally got the 10-day crossing above it, and then we got that little rally. It's kind of a busted rally now, but regardless, we got it nonetheless. And so the question is, where are we headed from here? Is this going to continue rallying? Are we still at risk of dropping to this point of 12,000? I know that some people say 20,000, but if that's the case, if we drop to 20, it doesn't make any sense that we stop at 20. I would expect it to go all the way down to 12,000 to complete this bear flag pole that I moved over. And so I'm not of the opinion that we're going there, because notice we're not that far away from the pivot point, middle point of 32K. We break above that, that means we're in bull. We stay below it, we're still in bear. So beneath that, our target that we could crash into is 24. But again, not gonna go there. I don't think we're headed in that direction. So let's now go into what's happening with the MACD, because I do need to discuss that further for everybody. So here it is. Ta-da! Let's close this out, because I need to make sure people get it through their thick skulls how I use the MACD here to pinpoint moves, tops and bottoms. Um, Here, let me delete these lines. I'll recreate the lines. Just remember that I wrote the lines like that. It'll make sense as I go. Let's adjust this. Let's adjust this. Move them down. Right about right about there. Okay, so remember, let's go with the cycles. Cycles go up. This comes back down. Go back down, rally, down, rally, down, rally, but it fails because here we have the cycles saying you going to crash into this area. Okay, now that that's out of the way, how do I use the MACD to correlate tops and bottoms? And so I did it like this, kind of to visually show people how you can use this as well. I don't care if you copy this technique or not. I'm not that kind of a person. Um, Here, oh shit, I missed it. Let me just remove it. No, so I would say right there. So what happened here? The Elliott wave indicator, right, would have gotten you on at the exact top, which is pretty fucking cool. The MACD would have gotten you out at March 15, and then the other indicator would have gotten you out the following week of March 22. So what I'm saying is this: if you're only gonna use the MACD and you're like, I need confirmation, you got one right here. And then if you needed a triple, then you would use the Elliott wave indicator to get you out right there. Because that means 3, then you got to go to 4, and then they got to rally to 5. And so using cycles, it was easy for me to be able to tell how this pattern was going to play out. So again, MACD, I'm going to show the config because I want people to see. I have it configured for the 3-day, and look at all the numbers, take a screenshot, pause the video, whatever, and that's all you get. You can pause the video or go back. And then on the 3-day, actually I should move it one more, that's wrong, right there. The bottom was signaled right here on July 18 or 19, I want to say that right there, on the 19th of July, and that was when it signaled a rally. See? And that's what I'm trying to get at, that the MACD can literally help you spot critical points. Now you're going to say, what about these 2 points right here, right? Well, the reason I wasn't buying it, because I knew these little points were these small cycles, right? And I knew that it could rally because, one, I also had the EMA ribbon, which are these little green lines. Just so everybody knows, you can use the EMA ribbon. So here we have on November 15, actually I can move it back one, but because it's a 3-day, actually I'm on the weekly, I should not even be on that, I should be on the 3-day. There we go. Sorry about that, people. This is going to be much more cleaner now. Oops, I think I'm white line. No, I didn't. Um, so here on the 3-day, now there we go. Now they're aligning. Haha. So July 18 marked the bottom. On March 20th exactly, we got the top signaled by the MACD, but then the Elliott wave signaled the top on April 13. You see up here. So whoops. And so the top, then the bottom arrived using the MACD on July 18. And then you have November, that's not right. I moved it by accident. It's got to be right there. On November 15, the MACD signaled the top. Um, why is this important? Simply because this is how I use the MACD. And now notice right here what I have here listed. I have it listed as a potential bottom coming up. And then from there we begin another possible rally. But I don't know how big of a rally this is. I need to see more data come in. And so again, as a reference point for everybody to visually see how I use this, MACD on the 3-day, the charts on the 3-day. I use cycle, so I'm not going to teach you guys how to do that. You got to figure that shit out on your own. Um, Here, top. It got you out at around approximately 59,300 and something. The Elliott wave got you out at 64. So yes, you were off by 5,000, but who gives a shit when you're this close to the top? If you would have just followed that, look, the MACD says don't bother, don't bother, don't bother. Oh, okay, time to get back in. You see that? So the MACD could have kept you out of trouble till July 18. Confirm, ride that bitch, and then you got these 2 points right here. These 2 points, the reason I didn't fall for that was because these were the smaller cycles. So I knew it would either bounce or peak out, but because it dipped, I'm like, okay, it's a small dip. And then the EMA ribbon stayed green the whole time. And so up here, once we got closer to the top, I'm like, okay, the big cycle is now the one that seems like it's peaking out. So at this point, that's when you exit the position and look, don't bother. I'm looking at the MACD. Don't bother, don't bother, don't bother, don't bother. Entry point. Entry point here was at the bear flag because it was saying it's going to go up. But look at the 200-day was at an upward angle. So regardless, even if it was a roller coaster, you were still going up. As long as the MACD stays like this and no crossing, you basically use every dip as a buying opportunity. That's when they say buy the dip. Well, the MACD can help you figure out when to buy the dip. However, April 16, we got across to the downside. And so this little candle was your only hint that you were going to suffer extreme pain to the downside. And then you got the other indicator, two triangles saying, yeah, this shit's going to get painful. Immediately, I knew that my cycles are on track to signal. I thought there was going to be a straight up down, but it stretched out the cycles a little bit. And so the bottom actually did land on May 10th. Okay, so now we're at the flag. We're at the little bitty flag that broke out, but then it kind of failed. And so a lot of people are questioning what happens now. Well, again, if you're going by the MACD on the 3-day, it's about to signal to buy in. Now, again, I'm showing all of this so that people can make their own educated guesses and all that mumbo jumbo garbage. That it's like the MACD can literally help you pinpoint tops and bottoms. And I'm showing you here how it did it for me. Okay. So once you have that, if you're still not comfortable, you can wait till June 6th. I'm sorry. What is this white line right here? Close out. Oh, the week. I think the week of June 6th would be when that ends. So that would mean um, like next week. It would be when the danger of this flag completing is over. But either way, this is already saying if you follow the MACD again and it crosses up, that's when you'll know that ignore all the bears, all the people out there saying it's going to go to 20,000 or lower. Odds are going to slowly disappear. Now, that's for right now. That doesn't mean that later down the road it won't. I still have a very dangerous setup here in September. So, and for September, I still have like a death trap. Like we may hit 20,000, even 12,000. But from this point on, we might rally up until I want to say, if I go by this medium cycle, which is what I think is likely to happen because of the MACD, that would put us at sometime in July. And so I'm literally going to adjust these squares now in front of everybody, and I'm going to leave them adjusted. I'm going to say somewhere um, our next big target would be somewhere here. And the reason I'm doing that is because I see this line coming in like this. And so I want to say from here to here. And now this box, I'll say from here to here, right there. So there you go, people. I just made the adjustment. I believe sometime in July we'll see a significant top. And so the reason you saw me earlier with the lines here was because I'm going to draw them again. I'm going to go like this. And I know some people were like, why the fuck is he writing lines on the MACD? Who the fuck does that? Why would you do that? That nobody does that. Yeah, well, I do. And so here's what I'm getting at. And I want you to visually see how I see this, and maybe it'll make sense to you. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not. The top arrived here, right? And the MACD topped out here. The bottom arrived here, and the bottom was at MACD minus 4,000. I'm looking at the numbers. Minus 4,000 and change, right? Then the top arrived here, and this top was at 4,654. Then the bottom here arrived again roughly at 3,800. Then we went into the down. I'm not going to count this cuz it was midway. You see that midway. Then down here at the bottom, technically at 3,200. So what I'm projecting here on the MACD is that this bitch might go like this. Well, I don't know why I just did that. Two lines all of a sudden. My keyboard or mouse isn't working right, I guess. But what I'm projecting is this. So if that's the case, this rally that might come up, it might hit right here, which is another projection of why I have the cycles hitting here. And it might be that this might be the next top. Now, if it's going to be a new one, that's the strange thing. Look, these, they're higher every time and they look angled upward. But this MACD looks angled downward. And I found something interesting. I know I'm running out of time. I might not even get to cover the dollar. So, but this is very important. Look at the volume. Look at the volume. Back here, heavy, 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 heavy. Less, 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 and less, and even less. So it takes less volume to move the price for some reason. I don't understand. This is something a little bit above my knowledge. I'm not a math person, I'm a visual person. Um, and so, but you see what I'm trying to get at. It seems, again, my estimate, just doing this stupid line, somewhere in July, mid to late July, might be the next peak, just using the MACD. And even in my cycles, I have it somewhere around July 15. I'll say midway in July. So we might have a rally into mid July. And then I need to make sure that if the MACD turns down at this target around July, that might be the painful crash that these bears are talking about. But I don't see that right now. And it's because of the charts. And again, the 3-day MACD might signal down, midway, then down, and then up. But it might be weaker. That's why you don't even see me running it all the way to the top like it happened over here. So just keep that in mind, that the charts are somewhat set up for a rally here, but it's not a very strong one, which is why. And then we have the death cross. So again, that's why the boxes that I put, I haven't adjusted them. I might adjust them for tomorrow's video. Damn, I'm not gonna have time to talk about the dollar, I guess. Um, uh, no, it's not. It's 2 minutes, not enough time. The dollar really requires its own, like its own dedicated video. Because that's how deep I plan on going. So, what are my targets for Bitcoin right now? Well, according to the charts and specifically the good old reliable, I'll put it back to the way it was and I'll save it. We're still on track to rally everything. The only one that bothers me is the stochastics RSI. This one seems like it might be running out of juice and there's another pullback, but every other indicator says there's still a plenty of room to run up. Plenty. Now look right here, and this is on the 3-day. The 3-day was topping back what the flag was at 47,000. Right now at this point it's at 30. So there is a possibility we can rally, but we need to break above this pivot point, the white line, 32,400. We don't break that, this isn't gonna work. So just remember, our target to break is 32,000 period. We need to break above that solid. So yeah, see, just use this as a visual reference. I hope that this helps people. I'm not gonna cover the dollar. It isn't fair that it doesn't get enough time. So Good luck, everyone. I hope this was useful.